How come it gives me the option to add to my story, but then it doesn't? It goes away.
I don't know. Instagram is weird.
Yeah, because I want to add this one. Hey, yo, it may not look like it, but I'm a pro wrestler too.
Let me hook the charger uppy.
Where's
You
J
guys ready?
two?
You guys ready?
Yeet.
Step
Yes.
inside the ring, feel the adrenaline rush. Cage of iron, will dreams turn to dust. Beneath the neon lights, we unleash the fury in this virtual cage. It's time to tell our story. The cloud rolls with anticipation, fights for our sense of all this underground fight. We're rebel suffering, breaking all the rules. Beating our hearts out like one fools. KVW, KVW, KVW. In the heart of the cave, we fight for love. KVW, KVW. Where legends rise and dreams burn bright above.
Bruh.
What a rush.
Wow.
This is the first KVW episode, so we're going to come up with our own taglines. You know what I'm saying? But welcome to Cave Virtual Wrestling, KVW. I'm over here with Abra, and I got Feel the Burn over there, and it's your boy Joe Reezy coming to you live from the cave. And, you know, we want to get creative to kind of package our wrestling talk, so we came up with this, baby. Before we get started, though, make sure you guys check out a website at cave.com, K4V3.com. You can get our Patreon link over there, which will give you access to more exclusive content and all that jazz. Gentlemen, are you ready?
I'm ready, baby.
All right. So
Ready.
we got 3 matches. Before we get into it, let's kind of explain what's going on. We did a draft, AEW versus WWE, and we decided whenever we're free, we'll just meet up on that day and do a KVW based on that day. So today is Wednesday, so we're doing Dynamite. On Thursdays, we do SmackDown. Obviously, that'd be under the WWE banner. Fridays, we're doing Rampage. Saturdays, we got Collision. Sundays, we're either going to do Heat or we're going to do a pay-per-view.
Ha, eat.
Monday, Nitro or Raw.
Nice.
Tuesday,
Okay.
NXT.
NXT.
What's the
Yeah, NXT.
what's the AEW one they did that was kind of low key on YouTube?
No, they did a Tuesday. I think it was just because of scheduling. It was for
Dark.
Dynamite.
AW Dark.
Dark. Yeah.
Oh,
we could do a
dark.
dark.
Yeah, the YouTube. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we could do a dark. So depending on what day we're free, that's what you're gonna get. So this is Wednesday Dynamite. Tonight we got Swerve Strickland versus Booker T. Cody Rhodes. My bad. We got a tag team match. Swerve and Booker T. Inside joke between us two over here. Versus Cody Rhodes and MJF. King Booker over here, baby. Next, we got Edge versus Bret the Hitman Hart. Hence why I'm wearing the pink, because he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. He got drafted to AEW in our universe, man. How crazy is that? Sheesh. It's going to get crazier because we got Sting versus Kane as the main event. And if you're a wrestling fan, you know what we're building up to. All right. Gentlemen, are you ready?
I'm excited.
Let's get it, dude.
All right. So I turned off the commentary so no one's going to get in the way of us talking our wrestling shit. There's a lot to talk about. We didn't get to catch up after WrestleMania or before WrestleMania. So let's do it now.
All I
What
gotta
do you guys
say
think of it?
is, hey yo, of WrestleMania,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Definitely, it was fun. It was great. The theatrics, the production, you can't go wrong with it. I loved it. It was, how can I say, the matches were good, but as I spoke with you earlier, Jarizi, I just felt like some of the matches you just wanted a little more. They were short and sweet, but I feel like there was just more to it. Now, can it be the emotion that they're drawing us to where the story continues? Possibly, but if the storyline of whatever the matches were ends there, it's like, come on, like give me just some more. I want more action. You know, I love that action part. I want to see their in-ring talent. Obviously, a lot of the WWE superstars, they're great on the mic. They know how to. They're great in production. They're great. I wouldn't say great actors, but they know how to get things going, and that's what they're good at. But I want to see a little more of that in-ring action, and I'm not saying do some crazy stunts either, or crazy spots, but like I don't know. It just left me wanting a little more. That's all I got to say with that. But it was good. It was good. I still give it like I'll say like a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. The entire WrestleMania, both nights, in not just one or two, both nights together.
7 out of 10.
7.5, 8 out of 10.
You said I'm gonna take 8 on that one. And from Abra, that's actually high praise.
Yeah, I would
The
say.
only thing I wish was better, obviously, was the Usos match. But even that, like, they tried to tell the story in the match, and it just wasn't well received by the masses. It served its purpose for me with the thought of like that wasn't like the finale of those two, beefing. And obviously, we could chat about what happened after on SmackDown, and Raw for that point. But they're not done, obviously, with the Bloodline story as a whole, which is awesome. But as for WrestleMania itself, it is probably a top 5 WrestleMania. If you take the event as a whole, I feel like weirdly, I kind of found myself like questioning all the praise it's been getting because it's really, really rare for it to have been as unanimous as it has been in terms of how well received it was. Normally, you'll get people that hate on it just to hate, and then you'll have like the shills that shill because that's what they do.
There are
But this
skills,
actually,
bro.
there is for sure. Yeah, and it's on both sides, and that's what makes wrestling not fun. To be honest with you, is when we get these fight. I know we've talked offline, Abra, about this kind of stuff with the tribalism that the companies have. Whereas like us, we just want good wrestling, no matter where it is. Like it doesn't matter, if it's an indie show, which we all went to and had fun at, or it's freaking WrestleMania or it's Dynamite. Like if it's good wrestling, we're gonna be there watching. So, to that point, I mean, it's really, really, really tough to beat a WrestleMania that closes with the top babyface, getting his moment. Because whenever that happens in WrestleMania, that's what it's all about. I know, Dreezy, that wasn't your favorite, but I still think big things are to come for the Bloodline, dude. It's like with The Rock now and him being committed, like there's a lot of potential there. So there's still going to be a focal point for WWE programming. But with the history that Cody's had and his journey and his story, like to see that moment, like when that 3 hit, I paused and was like, damn, like this really happened. Because a little part of me was like, with last year, like Roman's gonna keep it again. They're just gonna keep writing it because why not, right?
Yeah.
But they went through with it, and it was a sick moment. It's just like with D-Bry when he won at 30, and we got Benoit and Eddie at 20 with that moment to close the show. It's those kind of moments do need to happen in pro wrestling. Like the baby faces have to go over in a big way every once in a while. So,
bro.
that being said, I mean, if you take from Saturday when it started to Sunday when it finished, that's definitely a top 5 Mania.
Top,
What are you gonna say,
night
Danny?
2 for me was way better. Night 2 was like for
And
me like
it was the first night 2 that was better than night 1.
than night 1.
You couldn't have
Yeah,
night
first-
2 without night 1, though. You couldn't have night 2 without night 1.
True.
Like Bloodline
Only
rules
with the
wouldn't
main
have happened
event,
without
it.
the match from.
That's
you know
all
what
I
I mean?
gotta say.
Yeah.
All the other matches to me in night 1 were like
That tag match was nuts, dude.
I don't
Yeah.
know, bro.
It wasn't like
That tag ladder match
it
was
wasn't.
nuts. It was a slugfest.
Danny made a good point. Like I rewatched the Attitude Era wrestling when I got Peacock just because I had the library, and when I watched it,
Yeah.
like there weren't a lot of cool wrestling moves, yo. There were a lot of punches, a lot of matches that kind of just got scrapped, or DQ matches, or interference matches. That was majority of the matches in the Attitude Era. But I told Danny, if you're gonna be on the road doing matches every day, then why not get away with some bullshit shots and just story tell on the mic, Like you don't have to do fucking like Hurricane Ranas off the top rope to the apron like every night like El Vikingo does, And it shows. Like that's why you're a professional. You're Roman Reigns. You don't even have to wrestle, and people got their money's worth just hearing you talk. Doing
I'll just put it to you like this too. Like to that point that you just said about not having to do those spots every show, like that's what allows for a guy like Ciampa to do his move off the ladder every once in a while because he's not doing it every night, And when that spot with Pete Dunne through the day before, like if you're doing that, once or twice a week, that's going to be hard to keep doing that. So it makes it special. And it's like with the blood, like how they talk about, like we obviously would want more blood, but I get where they're coming from in the sense of like they want to keep it secret or sacred. What's up?
Damian Priest should have held on to the Money in the Bank instead used it with Cody that same night instead of with Drew McIntyre.
You really think so?
I saw this tweet saying that he was going to accidentally use it on the Rock's belt.
Dude, that would have been hilarious,
bro. Yeah. Imagine like the twist. Like, wait, what? Like that would have been a mind fuck, bro.
I thought about that too because that would have been nuclear heat for him to do that and then to go through with it. That would have been insane.
Yeah.
But it was funny how everyone was kind of talking about like how stupid Drew was for not cashing in there earlier and all the opportunities he had. And they made a good point. I saw this floating around social media. Drew was the one that stopped him a lot of the times. So now Drew was in the ring. He was the one that won. He couldn't stop him. And it finally, he finally came through and cashed. I was like, that's long-term storytelling right there.
I think
but
that's why
WWE,
the WWE product is like that compared to AEW because they're in the business. They've been in the business for a while, AEW is a new business. They don't even have a performance center, and a performance center is a fairly new thing in the business, So
yeah,
I think knowing that they kind of value the storytelling more because they know that no matter how good you are, the possibility of getting injured will fuck us up in the long run. So if you can wrestle, then like MJF is fucking like. Speaking of MJF, this match is really fucking crazy right now, but MJF is a high value commodity for WWE because not only can he wrestle, like the moves he does for AEW is like some like Mr. Perfect shit. You know what I mean? He's doing like perfect form, like some crazy Japanese moves that are crazy, like not even half the pros would even attempt to do. But not on top of that, he's had this angle where he's injured. He can entertain barely wrestling, like he can get a pop off a fucking kangaroo kick, which I hate,
Hold on, you hate that, but you don't hate Daniel Garcia's fucking dance shit that he's doing now in the turnbuckle?
Dude, that's like fucking Bronco.
No, no, it's not even close.
It's even it was in the NFL. I remember he reposted a story, and I think like after someone got a touchdown or I forgot some sort of celebration, they were doing the dance, bro.
I saw that too, bro. permission to try to get Danny Garcia into this
Hey,
universe mode that we have
from
right
Danny
now.
Garcia, Daniel Garcia. If you're watching this from another Danny Garcia, you're welcome on board. Come on, let's talk a little wrestling over here.
Hey, so I was actually thinking since this match is going on and this is what we're incorporating into our wrestling segments. How do you want to go about like a draft, like drafts or like a roster refresh? Like, are we gonna do it to where we like maybe do this for like a season? Like, we'll set the season length and then we'll like keep the champions in there and then have a new draft with like fresh guys, or what were you thinking long term for this?
So that's something that we can talk behind the scenes and plug into the universe mode. You know what
Dope.
I mean? Yeah. Interference, cash-ins.
Yeah.
Be creative,
Yeah.
So definitely want to utilize it. That's why it does kind of put in matchup the wrestlers on its own, but then we have the ability to tailor it if we must. But Bender, my bad, man. You've been saying a lot of stuff on here. Tamatonga. Yo, I thought those was going to come out and help the bloodline, man. But it sounds like The Rock is forming his own bloodline.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Roman's bloodline.
I was thinking that too. It was dope though, because Tamatonga was like, he's the one that said by orders of the tribal chief, and then Solo popped in. So I'm like,
oh really?
Okay. So Solo's taken because he made it a point, because Paul, when they walked in, we saw him on SmackDown. They walked in together. Cody's got the locker room that Roman used to have and the Bloodline used to have, and that's when Roman was like, "There's consequences for losing," and you kind of see Solo's face, and he was like, "Okay, word, like bet." Like, granted, this dude's been losing since he beat Cena at freaking in Saudi, but he didn't lose at Mania, right? Rock won, which was smart to give Rock that win on Saturday, because the two that lost were Jimmy and Roman, right? So if he's doing that to Jimmy, Solo's got to feel some type of way about Roman. So I feel like
those two together.
I feel like when Roman's gone, Solo's taking over.
That's that storytelling shit, bro. And
but
Solo's
it's vague though. It's vague.
Yeah,
yes.
Keeping the seat warm for the final boss, which is corny. Corny. I don't like that name.
Here's my prediction, and I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna make sure I write this down, because this is what I think is gonna happen. Right? I actually think we're gonna get Rock and Roman against Solo and Tama when they come back, because like Solo's gonna wreck shop until Roman comes back, and in that match, Rock is gonna turn on Roman, and it's gonna be revealed that like Rock was the one that put Solo in charge. And then that's when Roman's going to get the Usos back on his side. And then we're going to get to War Games. And it's going to be Rock, Tamatonga, Solo, and Jacob Fatu, the new bloodline, against Roman, Jimmy J, and Sammy.
Oh, man. That was one of the best War Games, bro.
And then we're going to get that shit at War Games. And it's going to eventually lead to Rock Roman at Mania.
It's crazy because now The Rock's putting Roman over as a babyface, instead of a heel now.
Yeah.
And this is, and I feel like he's already set for a babyface return, but I feel like they're pulling back the slingshot for a fucking, undeniable babyface run.
Yes. And Roman, dude, when Roman turns babyface, it's going to be.
Who the fuck is Cody Rhodes? Which, perfect segue. I heard the ratings dropped, and there's a lot of criticism around Cody Rhodes' new behavior as a champion. I heard he's saying the same. So I heard this joke saying that he's fucking like, this is like the 5th thank you speech I've heard from him. It's the same thank you speech.
Well, yeah, it's white meat babyface promo.
He's flat. I mean, let's go back to their origins of this. What's so special about Cody Rhodes besides Dusty Rhodes?
It's the way that he caters, not caters, but the way that he relates and cares about the fans, dude. He makes the fans feel important.
Himself, yeah, like that blue collar, work hard, and like kids look up to him. Like if you work hard, you can be, successful. You can be whatever you want. Just your typical red, white, and blue good old American patriot. People can relate to him, you know.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Hulk Hogan again.
In a way, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I see
But
that.
he's not. He's
Say your
still not
prayers,
yet
eat your
as corny
vitamins, kind of
as
thing.
Cena yet either. Like he's in that in between of like he's not Cena yet.
Mhm.
Like in his matches, he still faces a lot of adversity. He's not. It's not like Cena where he would have these moments where like he wasn't selling because then like he would get, something would happen and he would get right up 5 moves of doom. LOL, Cena wins. You know.
Mhm.
So Cody still has that rub on him where it's not going to be like the ratings might drop a little bit, but obviously when you have The Rock there every week, you know, that's a whole different story. But if we're getting Cody versus AJ, that story that they're going to build for that could be very interesting. They've never fought before. And actually he fought Dusty in one of Dusty's last matches.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Like a
really?
long time ago. Yeah. I'm gonna put that link up and then we can share it on our socials.
Was that when AJ was in WCW?
No, that was when he was early in TNA. It was for the
Early,
NWA
okay, so
Heavyweight
this is after
Championship.
WCW. Okay, early TNA.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him go.
Yeah, I was surprised when I learned that AJ was in WCW for a little bit. He was, I think, he
Yeah,
might
a
have
little
been
bit.
just a little jobber. But
He's
hey,
still a
Oh
jobber.
yeah. Did the job to LA Knight at
no,
WrestleMania.
but it's funny. It's funny how we are. I mean, now we're talking about Cody, but people are still talking more Bloodline. We have a new champion, and yet people are still talking Bloodline. I just,
Yeah.
you know,
Dude,
it's just that's the story that
testament to what they
people are
built.
far more interested in. Yeah.
First of all, the
They
belt
spent
doesn't
3
look
years
right
on
on
that.
Cody. The belt doesn't look right on Cody, and Roman doesn't look right without the belt. I think it would help if they just
Well,
redesigned the belt for Cody. You know.
They're going to.
Well, yeah. When you're champ for 3-4 years, like of course you're used to
I
it.
just hope it doesn't look
And
like those other
same.
belts. Because speaking
Oh,
of,
love
it's
belt.
relevant right now. The tag team belts. Oh, that was fucking sick
Whack.
ass transition.
That was
armbar.
No, those
MJF,
belts
ladies
were
and gentlemen,
black. No lie.
he can
I
fucking
can't wait for him to
wrestle
come back,
anybody.
dude. He could wrestle,
Wrestle
dude. He's a
anybody.
wrestler.
What do you guys
Yeah,
think before we move on to this? Is he going to the WWE soon or what?
Nah,
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I think with all the speculation that there was of him coming back at coming at WrestleMania, now that it didn't happen, all those rumors are squashed. Like it's done, dude. And I mean, I kind of kept telling people, you guys seen the chats, like, no, there's no way. He's committed. He's committed.
I don't think Tony's gonna. I don't think Tony can afford to let MJF go. He's like came up there, like soared to insane popularity there. You know, AEW born and bred, more or less. Like I know he was I think MLW before AEW, but that's their dude. Like that's number one guy in that company.
Who's
He was in
next
the first
after
All
him?
Out.
I mean, Darby.
Who's
Oh, the bookend.
no. Probably Bryan Danielson. But
Oh yeah.
I would say personally, Ospreay is my number 2.
Ospreay's gonna definitely win, dude.
Ospreay's
Has
sick.
to.
I saw him counter the cartwheel tonight. You guys see that?
No, I have to watch Dynamite tonight.
Claudio Castellino. Is that how you say his name?
Oh, Claudio Castagnoli.
Oh, that's right. They wrestled
Dude,
tonight.
I was looking for. I want to see that match.
Yo,
Yeah,
check it out.
I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Ospreay fucking wrestled his ass off, bro, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
has to because after what he got a lot of heat for what he said about Triple H and Stephanie McMahon,
Well,
which I like.
I don't think
That's
I don't
attitude
think
era
Trips
shit,
was talking
bro.
about him, dude. To be honest with you.
Even if he wasn't, it's work. It's good for both companies, you know.
I can see that. Yeah, true.
There's that, but then you gotta. Here's the thing: if someone throws shade at you, I feel like you can push back. And then obviously Triple H came out and was the one saying like, "Well, if you want to come here, you gotta like work. You gotta, pretty much put in the time." And then probably Ospreay took at that. Well, no shit. That's why I didn't go over there because I don't want to be working 6 shows a week, and I don't want to do this. I want to go back home. So then
Interesting.
he must have
Hence
just taken
the
shots back at him,
hence the storytelling instead of the wrestling, And for Osprey's moves, Osprey cannot wrestle like that 6 days a week. J2 said
That's the
that
thing. Yeah.
his moveset has changed over the years too, which is crazy because his
Yeah.
moveset is still ridiculous. Cody Rhodes with the crossroads. Is that it?
Is this it right
That's
here?
probably
There you
it.
go.
There's no one there to.
Strickland is
1,
out.
2.
Oh, Booker
Oh.
with the no sell.
I'm tired of these refs running all the way around the ring. Just lay down and count the damn pin.
I'm telling you, King Booker is going to be the X Factor. Uh-oh.
Prince Nana ain't
Look at
doing.
that.
Oh, there you go. Prince Nana doing his thing right now.
There you go. What is it? Booker T waking up.
There's
Screw it,
Swerve.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, that's it. That's
Where's
it.
MJF at?
1, 2. No.
Cody would.
More
Cody
inside
has
joke there.
resiliency running through his blood. I hate to say it. He's the baby face that they tried to build Shawn Michaels to be.
Okay, another pin. Let's go.
He's exhausted.
1, 2, 3.
Of course.
Doesn't die.
Of course.
See, this is what I mean by I wanted more instead of just
5 more times,
obviously,
baby.
when you do the finisher, obviously it's a finisher. But like, give me just a little excitement, like, make me jump off my couch. That's what I mean.
That's the thing. The build up to the finisher keeps getting countered up until you finally get it.
Yes. And then when it hits it, that's it because it's a finisher.
Yeah, that's the WWE formula, and it's all built up to that. I think AEW is more built up for the spot, so it's
the
more
Blue
built
Thunderbolt
for the ladder, off the ladder to the tables instead of the finisher. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. True.
Which there's no knock on. Like for AEW being a new company, they're killing it right now.
Yeah.
WWE has to admit it. It's got WWE like having a game plan, and change
that's why
their game plan for it. So
that's why the WWE's product has improved since 2021 dramatically, because they saw the competition. They're like, yo, we need to up our game now. And
I keep saying this too, bro. Their champion right now used to be an AEW wrestler. So,
but I will say, even
EVP, he was an EVP
even before AEW, NXT Black and Gold, when Triple H was running it, was better than the pay-per-views that I went up against on the same weekend sometimes.
mm-hmm.
So like it was there. It was just there was that a factor that prevented them from allowing it to get to as good as it could have been, and now that factor is out of there. So I don't think it's a coincidence that the product's gotten that much better with certain people in charge either. But AEW definitely gave them the push to like, all right, we gotta stop messing around.
Yeah, it was the Monday Wars competitive vibe,
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I will say this too. I think Vince McMahon was the type of businessman to not care about what his competitors were doing, to just kind of do what he's doing fully, opposed to Triple H, who's kind of more aware and he's kind of connected with what the fans think.
He could adapt,
and he'll call audibles, based on what the crowd feels. I feel like,
probably Vince had that old school mentality. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yep.
And he probably
which there's pros. There's pros and cons to both styles, I think.
Right.
I mean, look at the new camera angles we got.
Yeah, I hear it's crazy. The one takes from the back to the ring. I hear those are crazy. I've seen those on Twitter. They're crazy.
It's refreshing.
Yo, Swerve versus MJF. If Swerve's got to beat Joe, right? Joe's just kind of holding the title.
Oh yeah, dude. Swerve's gonna win it, bro. Swerve's gonna win it.
And so when Swerve,
you know what?
When he wins it, it's MJF versus Swerve because he's bound to come
there
back.
You go. You beat me to it.
Damn.
Because
Wembley
that December, I remember the little promo they had in the
hot tag.
There we go. We're getting it right here, baby.
MJF was mocking Swerve's entrance songs like garments. And then
Damn.
I could see that. I could see that coming. I could see that happening.
Yo, MJF doesn't look like one of those wrestlers that'll pull off a somersault, you know, but it's going to be a crazy match between them two. Like I said, I thought MJF was more of the mouth, more like a Ric Flair type wrestler than what he actually is. When I saw him for the first time at Full Gear against Darby Allin, that shit was fucking crazy, bro. I had to give this fool a standing ovation. It's like that was some fucking
MJF,
wrestling.
his trunks always are a tribute to. His trunks are always a tribute to Ric Flair because the way he has MJF on his backside.
He has the
it's
robe
just like
too.
Yep.
Yeah, and the robe. So it's always a homage to Ric Flair. Come on, pin this motherfucker.
Yeah, Cody's not gonna let his buddies down. He's a good guy through and through.
White meat babyface.
Bro, did you hear me earlier? I was saying this looks like the matches we would have when we would play together. Reversal after reversal, no selling.
Oh, Cody just letting him. You think? I'd beat you
there for a turn.
You only beat me because you actually owned the game, so you actually practiced to come through. Like,
yeah, he's just spamming buttons.
With no experience. Yeah, bro.
Yo, so Benderbot said
Except
kangaroo
19.
kick, hands down, the most underrated move. You guys really believe that?
Kangaroo kick?
Someone else does it.
I can't stand that
T-Rex move. Someone
stand
else does it in WWE. I remember. They call it the
But
T-Rex.
I like that the fans put it over though. Like that shit's dope. But it's not for me. And like that's where I come from with wrestling. Like there's something for everybody. But the fact that fans are getting hyped for something that I think is ridiculous, like that's dope.
I think it's MJF flexing that he can put any move over, you know.
100%.
So I think people thinking that it's the most underrated move is showing who the marks are. No offense, Bender.
Marks are a good thing though in wrestling. We need marks in wrestling.
Marks make the world go round in the wrestling world.
And tap?
Oh shit! Is that foreshadowing?
Wow.
Yeah, that's long-term storytelling too. The Seth and the chair shot, picking Seth over MJF over Cody Rhodes at Mania with Roman.
That would have been dope.
Jeez.
Wow.
These guys are homies, right?
This had to be.
Yeah, real life.
They really
shoot friends.
They are. Yeah.
That's why I thought MJF was going to come back. Oh, we got Adam Copeland versus Bret the Hitman Hart. Both Canadians. This is from Canada.
Both Canadians. Pretty sure Bret's one of Adam's hero or like wrestling heroes that he looked up to when he was.
Yeah, like that interview.
Growing up.
When they were in the talk show and Edge or Adam Copeland made the question, "What do you got to do to be successful?" And then Bret was like, "Well, you got to be on TV.
Yeah.
Get more TV time."
Yeah, Bret straight up. Yeah, he's got to be boring as shit. Just
hey, I think
I'm a self-admitted. I think Bret's overrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't get it, man. I don't get the hype.
What kind of wrestling do you like? Everyone's got a brand of wrestling that they like. What kind of wrestling do you like? This is a dope ass entrance, by the way.
That's sick. I like the gear too. Shout out, Violent Gentlemen.
On his day.
So I like my technical wrestling. Like when I think of technical wrestling, I will always go back to Benoit Angle WrestleMania 17 because that was the one match or the first match I can remember my dad being super into, and I was like watching it. I was like, "Dad, this is boring. Like they're not even doing anything, and no one's hitting each other." And he was like, "That's why it's dope. You don't understand." And at the end of that match, obviously they started punching each other and like it got off the rails. But so like I started to like really paying attention to Kurt and Benoit and the technicality aspect. So like I feel like it's mainly I'm a product of being too young when Bret was at his highest in his popularity. I wasn't really watching wrestling when he was number one guy. So when I go back
Yeah,
and watch,
man.
I'm like, eh.
It's a trip. It's a trip how late you actually started watching wrestling in comparison to me and Danny.
Yeah. Like my
Right.
first memory was Steph turning on Vince
Mhm.
to side with Triple H. I think it was Armageddon '99. That was the first thing I remember. But I was also like, I do remember one time I was playing at my buddy's house. We were playing soccer or something, and we went inside to get like a drink of water or something, and like his family was watching TV, and then there was like it showed the crowd, and they were watching wrestling. I didn't know that they were watching wrestling at the time, but they were all sad, and it was the night Owen died. Like they were watching that pay per view
They watched it
when it
live.
happened. Yeah. So, like, I remember that. I remember that that event happened, but I wasn't like into wrestling, so I didn't know. Like, I didn't really care. You know, I was like, oh, that
Yeah.
sucks. Like somebody died wrestling. Like that's awful. But like, I didn't like
Yeah.
get the significance of it.
I worked with a flight attendant. That was, they were at the event when it happened.
Oh,
He was an older gentleman. He was new like me. He was previously like, yeah, I don't need to mention what he did before, but this was back in August when I worked the day that it was All In London. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this and this and that, and then I asked him, I'm like, do you like it by any chance? He's all like, oh man, he's like, I don't watch it as much as I used to, but back then, like when I was your age, I'd watch it all the time. And then he's like, I was at the event when Owen passed or Owen died.
damn.
I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, dude, it hit you hard that right there. I'm like, dude, that's rough.
Well, what are you gonna do? Go out there, Undertaker.
The show must go on.
The show must go on, dude.
That was crazy. It was
That's
Undertaker
a
that
lot to
wrestled
think
right
about.
after, right?
Yeah, I think it was main event right after Taker and Diesel. I think maybe.
Yeah.
Diesel. It was it the fake Diesel, the real Diesel.
Oh, so that was '97.
It
So
was-
probably so it wouldn't have been Diesel.
It was fake Diesel. 97.
Superplex off the top rope.
NWO started in 96.
Let me see.
NWO started at Bash at the Beach 90.
It's crazy that you got into that style of wrestling, Zach, and you don't like Bret Hart. Bret
I know.
is like the seed of that kind of wrestling, you know? Well, not really, but who kind of popularized it, I feel like, in the modern age.
I got, you know what? Last night, 2 nights ago, I came out. Dude, my dad, he watching YouTube videos. Not YouTube, but he watching game.
It's fucking Martian.
If,
Hey,
I don't know
Danny.
if that was just me or not.
Yeah. I think he froze.
Oh,
I'll come back. But yeah, man, back in the day, it was like the big guys. So it was Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, and I got into it around the time Undertaker got in. So it was around the time they started putting, these crazy looking characters, almost borderline superhero comic book characters. And so you had to be big or you had to have some kind of powers, but it wasn't until Bret Hart came who fucking strategically worked on the legs on the bigger men, until he could put the sharpshooter in. That kind of made it more competitive, kind of made it like Bruce Lee, because it showed that with the art of combat, in this case wrestling, nice spear by edge, then you can kind of take down giants, So
that makes sense. Yeah.
And for me, I didn't really like Bret Hart. I was a Shawn Michaels guy, but looking back, it's like, man, there wouldn't be a Shawn Michaels without Bret Hart,
You gotta appreciate the work Bret Hart did that made Shawn Michaels who he, the character that he was.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So
I don't know if you guys heard what I was saying.
It was May of '99. is when
Yeah,
it happened.
yeah,
I thought it was.
there you
I
go.
always thought it was '97, but it was May of '99, and the main event was Stone Cold versus Taker.
No, no,
Oh shit! What a fucking main event.
there you go.
First of many. Danny, what were you
Corporate
saying
ministry.
No, did you guys
before you
catch
got
what I-
abducted?
Did you catch? Sorry, my internet's whack, dude.
You're good now.
No, I was saying a couple nights ago, I came home from the gym and then I caught my dad. He was watching
This is it.
matches on his phone, but not only matches, bro. They were 2K matches.
Oh, for real? He's gonna watch this show, bro.
For real, dude. He was watching 2K matches, and then not only that, then there was like I was like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And he's like, he showed me, and then there was like
KVW.
a little thumbnail of Jade Cargill, and then he's all like, "Dude, Jade Cargill." Like my dad's like, "Dude, that's someone you don't want to mess with. She's gonna be great. She's gonna be a superstar." I'm like,
He gets it.
Pops. You know it.
He
Yeah.
gets it.
He's a Jade Cargill fan already.
Man, she's been under a lot of scrutiny too as of late. I don't think Owen was better than Brett, bro. Let's get off the ashwagandha, man.
Jeez, this internet's sucking.
All right, Albert, you got to do it.
Damn, 99 Sting. Yo,
Albert, you
Danny,
got to say it.
which version of Sting was your favorite? Woo!
Internet's lagging for him.
Yeah.
My favorite was the one that Triple H squashed when I was watching at 31. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
My
messing.
favorite is the one that's immune to chair shots. That's the AEW one.
Dude, right? That guy.
Yo, which is crazy because this match is even more relevant because of that. Kane used to be immune to chair shots.
I remember him taking chair shots to the dome and just like eating it, and like it was terrifying.
For real, bro.
I was a kid, super scared.
Michaels
Also
versus
thinking they're
Hogan.
real brothers.
Michaels versus Hogan is a must watch. Yeah, me too, bro. I think people still think they're brothers for real.
05 Michaels Hogan? Absolutely.
He said 01. Was it 01?
I think it was 05. That's the match when when HBK was overselling like a motherfucker. So sick.
Yeah, I wish we could watch fucking matches over because you not seeing Bret Hart matches. I'd love to watch 10 Bret Hart matches with you, bro. I feel like you need to watch 10 Bret Hart matches.
The ones that I remember are the Iron Man match against Michaels.
Whack.
And then
Unfortunately.
and then was it Canadian Stampede when they had the like 4-on-4?
I don't know against who.
It was like Brett, Owen, and I think Anvil and somebody else. It was like 4-on-4 tag
British
match.
Bulldog.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Hart
No, it's like
Foundation?
that's early on. Yeah, I didn't watch him early on. Then watch him against Yokozuna, bro.
Brett versus Yokozuna.
Yeah,
Dang, he's part of the Bloodline storyline too.
he could come back and end it off.
Dog, could you imagine?
Damn, this fucking match right now. Yo,
Sting
Danny,
versus
are you with
Kane,
us?
bro.
Danny, are you with us?
Dude, I'm not. I like this is hard because my internet sucks dick right now, man.
It's all good, bro. As long as you're with us. As long as you can see this match, because Sting is gonna get the paint off his face being off. This is the best version of Kane, like
what's
I
it
said.
called when they tape their ink? I gotta go back and watch some old Stinger matches, man.
It was Canadian Stampede.
Oh yeah.
Hey Danny, I think you missed it, but Dreezy asked what your favorite version of Sting was, and I said it was the one that Triple H squashed at Mania. Damn, he didn't hear that one either. He just left. He's like, I'm out of here.
He's not for that Sting slander, bro.
He's like, you will not besmirch Steve Borden.
Hey, I only fucks with that Sting because he finally brought NWO and DX together.
That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like that vibe being there, like because that match was cool because we were getting those first ever Sting match in WWE, and like so like the atmosphere was like, this is dope. His entrance came out, but when that DX music hit, we were like, oh shit, like he's really about to like fuck over Sting. And then NWO's music hit, and like you could see people in the crowd that like were completely like taken back by it. I'm telling you, everybody was like, what is going on? Then we realized we're getting NWO versus DX.
Yeah,
Like, it
man.
was pretty sick. It was pretty sick, not gonna lie.
It was way past the due date, but still, still got excited for it. Was there ever a match between them after DX and NWO?
No,
Oh man,
they're way too old. Yeah.
yeah.
Although
You
I do
guys-
think Sting would have had a legit run before he got buckle bombed by Seth. I think he was gonna have another like pretty sick run.
Damn, that sucks, man. He had. That's something you can't. Like you that's something you got to give to AEW. Their send off to Sting was the proper send off.
Yeah. And that's another thing that I'm gonna give props to AEW, and I always will, is like, even though the complaint might be the story doesn't make sense, like we're still getting matches that we've always wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got Omega MJF. Like, was it thrown together? Sure, but guess what? We got it. You know what we never got? Taker Sting, because WWE just always wanted to wait for it. Like, cool. Like, yeah, it would have been sick to see it at Mania. Might have been, I think, would have been 32. I think that was the plan for 32. And then Sting got hurt. But AEW delivers on that stuff. They'll put people together that we want to see.
Yeah.
And have wanted to see. So.
Right. And they put people together that want to work with each other because of the creativity I feel like they give wrestlers. And
for the most part, right? Unless you get people that are, what is it, an empty-headed dumb fuck is trying to work with Punk.
Oh man,
I still can't believe that happened, dude.
Too bad Danny's not here. I want to talk about CM Punk. Maybe we'll talk about CM Punk when we have a CM Punk match. Where do we draft Punk? WWE?
He's in the E, yeah.
Yeah, he's in WWE.
In the Fed. That's a cool kid say.
Yeah, man. CM Punk, I think, is responsible for what's going on, and that's one of the things I wanted to mention too. If you're one of the top names in the WWE, it's not like you get to wrestle with anybody you want. They build certain storylines up for you, and they string it along. I mean, look at Roman.
Oh, is this it? One. Oh,
tired ass pin by Kane. What the fuck was
dude,
that?
Isn't it Sting kicking out of a tombstone at 1?
no selling.
What's this guy made of?
But yeah, look at Roman. Roman got 2 back-to-back WrestleManias with the same guy.
Dude, he passed Hulk most ever Mania main events.
Possibly pass himself next year too, as long as everything goes well.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
I heard it's gonna be in Vegas. I heard they're considering Vegas.
I'm in there like somewhere, buddy.
Yeah, that'll be my first live. I feel like, especially if it's Roman
Rock,
Mania, I will be there, bro.
Yeah, I haven't been to that stadium yet. I heard it's dope.
Now, something I wanted to bring up too is I used to think 2 nights for WrestleMania was too much up until this WrestleMania. I feel like, dog, they need to have 2 UFC 300s, 2 UFC 200s, They should treat all the big events and have 2 nights because, like Danny said, like they finish their matches leaving you wanting more. So,
yeah.
Milk it, Sell $600 tickets opposed to $300 tickets.
That's how much the combo ticket is for both nights. It's like $600 to get like pretty decent seats.
Oh no, the Scorpion Deathlock.
Oh,
he is not in a tap. He's from
nah.
He's from hell, bro.
He said Saddam's giving me worse. Little South Park reference.
Isn't that why he wears the mask? Because he's burnt. That was the
Bro,
kayfabe.
so man, I gotta tell you, that's one of those moments for me that's like a wrestling core memory, like him unmasking.
Oh, Triple
then
H
being
made him
like-
do it, huh?
Yeah, but that's the whole Katie Vick storyline. Ugh. But him unmasking and then turning around and being like, "It's a normal ass dude." What the like. But
He's
the way they
bald.
played it off, so the thing that people forget, the way they played that out, actually really worked. Like to where they made it to where it was like that story was fake. It was motivation, for Kane to be the monster that he is.
Mhm.
And it was like kind of like in his head, that he thought he was disfigured and he thought he was this and that. So like they played into it pretty well. I don't think that was the exact verbiage, but that's what I took from it, But that's one of those moments where I'm like, I remember where I was when that happened because I was still watching.
There was a movie that came out, and he was the star of that horror movie.
See No Evil.
Yeah, so I don't know if that had something to do with
Oh.
that. It could have been also promo for the movie,
1, 2. Damn, Sting.
Wow. It'd be a good match. Old Sting versus old school Kane. I'm talking about AEW Sting, the guy who's immune to chair shots.
Oh, man. I always thought Kane should have won more.
Yeah, I thought I really would have liked to see Kane come into his own against the Ministry of Darkness or with the Ministry of Darkness, which we might see in this universe mode, But
never know.
it felt like he was more with X-Pac and Corporation around that time, Felt like it was a failed opportunity to really delve into his dark side. But that unmasking scene, I felt like kind of went back into his roots. Because prior to that, he was tag teaming with RVD, kind of just being the big red machine,
Scorpion Death Drop.
Which was cool. That was badass.
Him and RVD was dope, dude.
He works well with these high flyer martial artists, so it's a good contrast to his style. Sting might win this. Danny, are you watching?
Should win this.
Dude, I can't see shit, bro. I can barely hear you guys.
I think of that scene
I'm
from Django
pissed
whenever I
right
hear
now.
people say that.
Sting with a choke slam off the top rope. I'm just kidding.
I can't see fucking shit in this thing.
Oh, man. Best version of Kane was the box voice Kane. Yeah, I agree with that.
Honestly, that's how I hear you guys right now. It sounds like voice box game right now when you guys talk.
You got that 90s internet going on, bro.
I know he got dial up, dude, for this match because he's got 99 Sting, so he's got 99 internet
like
right now.
It, dude. It feels like fucking AOL. You got mail shit right now.
Stinger's Flash?
Dial up.
Stinger's
1, 2.
Oh,
kick out of 2.
That's not his finisher, right?
That's not. I don't know the movesets.
Oh yeah, I'm not a Sting guy. This is it.
I'm not
though.
familiar.
This is it.
Oh, he's tapping.
I don't
Kane's
care
tapping.
where you're from. You're tapping to the sharpshooter, baby.
That's it. Ding, 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 ding. Stinger.
Scorpion Deathlock, not the sharpshooter.
That's a sharpshooter.
Two different.
That's a
Scorpion Deathlock.
Yo,
I got
Bender,
you.
I haven't really watched any
Scorpion
Fiend
Deathlock.
matches, so that's something I need to do. Zach, I should watch some Fiend matches. You should watch some Bret Hart matches. That'd be dope.
All right.
Woo!
That's my homework.
Hey,
I like how the paint's coming off.
True story.
That's crazy, man.
You want to hear a true story?
Yes.
Guess who taught Bret Hart the sharpshooter?
Sting.
Stu Hart.
No.
Vince McMahon did.
The Rock.
Conan was the one. Conan was the one that taught Bret Hart how to do the sharpshooter, and then I think they were having a meeting, Vince and Bret, like what they should call it, and then it's like the sharpshooter. Yeah.
Man, where'd you hear that?
Damn.
Conan's podcast or what?
Yeah, but then there's actually a video of Bret Hart talking about it. No, because
I'm just
they
kidding.
played the clip of Bret Hart actually talking about it, and it was like he mentioned his name.
For the
That's
record, we were
crazy.
laughing because you froze right when we asked that.
Yeah,
Um,
that
Mickey D's
I am
Wi-Fi.
froze. Seriously. That's interesting though. Well, shit. First episode of KVW. That was Dynamite Wednesday. It's gonna keep on rolling. I don't know when we'll do the next one, but pay attention to the matches because this will be a what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for?
Episodic.
Episodic show. So I'm Jarizi. We got Feel the Burn, and we got Abra Sumente with the shitty internet.
Mente.
And KV Dub, baby. This is K4V3. Check us out at cave.com. And KV Dub, baby. Peace out. I'll see you on the next one. Later.
KVW.
Suck it.